Do you like the Oakland A's? Are you a fan of the Golden Knights? Do you love the Los Angeles Chargers? Well then, my friend, you're in the right place. This is the Snake Sports Talk Show with your host, Jake the Snake Silva, brought to you by the Spotlight Sports Network.
The quarterback scenario with the Colts, because we already said several times that the Colts will be fine. And the week one proved to you they have plenty of options. Why would they need to go and get a different quarterback? Isn't that the reason you traded for Carson Wentz in the first place? So Carson Wentz is going to be out for quite some time. They anticipate for 5 weeks of the season. So he'll probably be back by week 6. But here's the deal. You have a former quarterback as a head coach in Frank Reich. He readjusted a lot of different quarterbacks over the years. Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Jacoby Brissett. And then eventually Phil came into Indianapolis. He's had his fair shares. And the Colts right now in a division that you kind of already see is lopsided. The Colts are going to win it. They're going to win the division one way or another. With their defenses right now trying to stay healthy, Darius Leonard, Kwity Paye, Bobby Okereke, and many, many others. So the only thing that I watched and evaluated the two quarterbacks they had, Jacob Eason and Sam Ehlinger. Jacob Eason. Let's think about Jacob Eason for a second. And the scouting reports that was said originally with him is he had a hell of an arm, but was not really accurate enough to make precise throws. Those were the scouting reports. And this is a kid out of Washington. Same thing. Raw talent. Guy that really can throw deep downfield. And I truly think that he's got some upside potential. I am watching week one, and some of his throws looked much better. You have to think about it. This is also a quarterback who sat for over a year and had time to work on his mechanics. And after what I watched in week one, I wouldn't mind starting him, at least for the time being. He's not going to be the everyday quarterback. He's going to be the serviceable one until Carson comes back healthy. And what about Sam Ehlinger? Well, Ehlinger made at least a couple of real decent throws himself, but there's still some question marks all around. My thing about this is, why would you waste your time going and getting another quarterback? Like rumors of Jimmy Garoppolo, you really want to end up dealing with that type of contract and with his injury-prone self? Or Nick Foles. Nick Foles is more of just a lightning-in-the-bottle type of quarterback. Or there were reports that Phillip Rivers may consider coming back unless the Colts desperately need him. Why? After what I watched in week one, why would you want to take that risk again? The Colts, after Andrew Luck retired, has been chasing different quarterbacks to get themselves back on the same page. They fixed their offensive line. They got better weapons. They have a defense that can be shut down. And the only problem now is having a quarterback, at least a really talented one. They felt like they had a shot with Phillip Rivers, but we knew where Phillip stood in his career, not for very long. Jacoby Brissett, nice kid, wins you games, but does not win you the big games. In this scenario, because they have Carson Wentz at the price that they got for him, only going to be out for 5 weeks of the season and may come back at week 6. At that particular time, why not start Jacob Eason? The kid's got an arm. The kid looked like he had an impressive role in the last couple snaps before Sam Ehlinger came in. I thought it was fantastic. He had accurate throws. He threw it right to the guys' chests. Like, all you need is a serviceable quarterback that can do the job. Why risk getting an injury-prone quarterback who's been in this league long enough? It doesn't make any sense. And the Colts would never be in a position where they would be struggling. They wouldn't be. Defense is strong. Offensive line's going to come back healthy. And then you also have a lot of the offensive weapons with Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines, Michael Pittman Jr. There is no need to end up rushing and risking this. I can guarantee you this. The Colts in 5 weeks with Carson out and having Jacob Eason there, as long as he does his job, they can end up in 2 different records in 5 weeks. 3-2 or 2-3. That's my honest opinion. You look at the schedule for the Colts in those 5 weeks, you better be very sure that they go at least 3-2. It'll be tough to even be 4-1. But Chris Ballard is smart enough that he puts this all together. And Frank Reich being a former quarterback, Jacob Eason sitting for a year under Phillip Rivers. I'm not saying this is more of a passing the torch type. Let's just see what he can do for 5 weeks. I mean, we watched what Teddy Bridgewater did when Drew Brees was hurt. It was the same similar boat. So I am not mad. I do not mind this idea whatsoever. I think that the Colts will still be just fine. But in 5 weeks without Carson Wentz, it's 2-3 or 3-2. That's just understandable and reasonable to me.